What's up, homies? Welcome back to No One's Homies. You know, we're back and we never left. There was no break between this.
COVID can't take us because we're following protocol.
Yeah,
Playing it
yeah,
safe.
yeah.
You know?
I literally
That's
haven't seen Mark. What's up, yo? It is October 12th, 9:46 on a Monday. We're back, yo. This is Clau.
This is still Mark.
Still, damn. We have Iggy and Migs in the studio. Sorry, on the show.
What's up?
Matt,
In the studio.
in the studio.
Virtual studio,
The
you know?
virtual studio. Yeah. So forgive me if you're watching the video version of this and I keep looking up. My camera is not on the top of my screen, so it's at an odd angle. But damn, what's up, everybody? If you're listening to this right now, congratulations, you passed the litmus test. We wanted to see who our dedicated listeners.
So to the two of you out there.
Yeah.
We're back.
Michael and Drama, what's up? Yeah, man. Wow, it's good to be back. We were on a hiatus, both for personal reasons and no, not for personal reasons. Really more for business reasons. For business reasons, we wanted to align No One's Home a little bit more. We'll talk about that in a bit with these guys. The reason why these guys are our guests today, and I have a little. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
The stuff we were working on should be out by this episode.
By this episode, it'll all roll out at around the same
Yeah.
time.
So hopefully you would have seen what we worked on with Migs
Yeah.
and Iggy.
Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna try and drop this episode by tomorrow afternoon was my plan, and then probably roll out the materials by like the morning. So you'll see by then, hopefully, you'll see the great work that these guys have been doing. But before that, let me just get into some housekeeping. God damn, I did not open my show notes. I'm sorry.
Wala nang bago.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while, but everything's the same. All right. So just a few things right off the bat, starting with this episode. We have a new format for the show. So you're gonna notice in today's episode, we're not gonna have a consuming portion, and we don't normally have a sports portion when we have guests on, but we're also not gonna be having all of those in one show anymore. We'll be doing them separately. So we'll be having 3 different shows, but not 3 in a week. So it'll be like alternating between sports and consuming.
I think we're aiming for 2.
Yeah, 2 a week,
2.
but 3 different shows. And that means we also get to be more diverse with our
Yeah.
guests.
So I meant basically when we talked about it, the reason was there are some people who aren't really into the sports part just because they don't follow the sports that we're talking about, or for the consuming part, maybe they're not into the same genres or content that we are. So we wanted to separate those for the listeners who want to get to specific like styles of or the segments that we used to do in one show.
Yeah, and
Hopefully it's better for the listener.
yes, yeah. Let us know. As always, please let us know. And another thing is we wanted to make our run times a little bit shorter because, during the pandemic, we don't really have these long car rides anymore where we're stuck in traffic and we can listen to like an hour-long podcast. So trying to adapt with the times,
True.
we're flexible.
Well, I think part of it, some short parts will get longer. Maybe the consuming, we can actually focus more in depth on the actual content.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Each
we
will be
read
longer.
through.
I think each show will be longer, but the run times will be shorter per show. Like each segment, like consuming and sports, will be longer than it normally is, but each show will not be like an R30. So that's something you can look forward to.
No One's Home Rebrand.
Rebrand, baby.
So we could call that the episode, return, the
Yeah.
rebrand,
The
rebrand.
the rebirth.
Yeah, the return, the rebrand, the rebirth.
Rebirth.
I like that. It's like an epic
Book it.
poem.
Type that down.
Type that down.
I'm gonna
Alright.
forget.
Show
Shit.
notes.
All right, I'll type it down. You guys are about to hear my keyboard be loud as fuck.
Is that mechanical keyboard?
I won't say. Yes, it's a mechanical keyboard. The return, the rebrand, the rebirth. All right. Okay. So, other than that,
Oh, it's nice in that order. Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
That was a
yeah,
good
yeah.
order.
Specifically in that order. No worries. As you can see, if you're seeing this right now, and if you visited our Instagram and maybe our Facebook page, you will see that we have a new logo, and that new logo was made by these two dudes on the show right now. If you know, this is Iggy Vargas and Migs Daez. You guys know Migs. He was on the episode with Sab when we talked about the CISV and like
I think he's on another one just as like a chilling with friends thing.
Experience pala to.
possible. Yeah, dude. You guys should have heard Iggy before this episode, or you should have read his messages on our group chat. He was like, "Migs, I'm gonna compliment the fuck out of you."
Wow, you're giving
Bro,
away.
This guy, bro.
Yeah, I died of laughing when I heard that. Oh, other things you can check out. I recently set up our YouTube page, so there's nothing there yet, but
But check it out.
check
But
it
check
out,
it out.
yeah.
but I'll be putting our video versions of the podcast over there. I'll also be putting our audio only of our EP and our coming projects. Speaking of coming projects, another reason why we did this rebrand is because we wanted y'all to get a little bit excited because Mark and I are working on a new mixtape.
Woo!
I'll say though, I don't want to commit the release date. Based
No,
on
yeah,
our
yeah. We
track
ain't
record.
saying anything about a release date, but a lot of people have been messaging either the No One's Home Instagram or our Facebook, and some people have messaged me personally asking when the new stuff is dropping, and I told them I don't know when it's dropping, but it's in the mix.
We ain't dead yet.
We ain't dead yet. Mark sent me a bunch of stuff. I've been chipping away at them, so just give us some time, man. Art takes time, you know. You can't rush art, as that guy from Toy Story 2 said.
The legendary scene from Toy
The
Story.
Dude, that's the
legendary-
best scene.
It is in all of Pixar, possibly. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it for our whole housekeeping. Before we get into our conversation with Iggy and Migs, I would like to do something we haven't done in a while, and that is a vibe check.
Oh wait,
Can we get the sound effect? We good. We
I,
good.
Rusty. Okay.
Let's go.
Rusty. All
Okay.
right. So for those of you who aren't familiar, if you're a first-time listener or if you've not listened to us in so long that you forgot how this works, the vibe check is the part of the show where we ask each other how we're doing. You know, check our vibes, make sure that everything is in line, and if not, you know, let's talk about it, yo. So I guess we can start with our guests because we've been talking for the good majority of the first few minutes of this. Maybe we can start with either Migs or Iggy. How are you guys been, man? I mean, how's the lockdown life been for y'all?
You want to take this, mix?
You go first, bro.
Sure. I guess it's chill now. I mean, like when we first started, obviously it's a difficult adjustment. You know, like I'm an extremely extroverted person, so it's kind of just like like fuck, dude. Like, but like
I feel you.
recently, I'm starting to see the more like the positives of the quarantine. So like now I'm talking to friends I don't usually see anymore. I'm constantly like video calls with my friends,
Video
which by the way
games.
are like video
SR
calls are
gaming.
hella underrated, man.
They
Like,
are.
yeah, because like you don't really you talk about real stuff, you know. So yeah, I mean I'm on the better end of the quarantine, so I'm
Staying
Gucci. I'm
strong.
Gucci, fam.
Nice. That's great to hear. That's
Yeah,
great to
dude.
hear. What about
Um,
you, Migs? How you been?
I think like kind of like same vibes, I guess. Like at the start of quarantine, I was just like I I actually quarantined separate from my family, like 2 weeks just alone. And I was like, damn, this is hard. But I don't know, after a while, like I like this rebrand, I found like a lot of time to do like some creative stuff,
Mhm.
I guess. Like I mean, like now's the time to like get into it. And yeah, dude, a lot of video, a lot of Discord. Shout out to my
lot of
boys.
Discord.
Shout out
Lot
to
of
my boys
Discord.
in the Discord. Yeah.
I know
Dead
we're doing this
Squad.
on Zoom, but I also thought like Discord, it's a lot
Yeah.
easier to like video call technically there.
Yes,
You
yes.
just pop in
Yeah.
and then turn on your camera or something like
Yeah.
that.
A lot of companies use it actually.
Yeah, it's the
free,
latency
no?
so low.
Oh.
I think it's just the quality is not as good as Zoom in terms of video.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But yeah, man, just like hanging out online. That's how it is now, man.
Yeah, but you've been good. Like you found a way to adapt to it. Like you. In a
Yeah,
good
like
place.
I think like sometimes it's just like I need to get out of the house a bit. Like I've been trying to bike a lot now. And just, you know, when I bike, I'm just like, yeah, no, there's like other people around the world. Like, you know, when you see like a real person, that's not like one of your family members. Like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's a person. Like, yeah,
that's a thing. It's totally a thing.
yeah. So it's been good.
Oh, that's good. What about you, Mark?
Pretty good. I mean, like I think even in the previous episode, which was like June, that was the last one. So we're already pretty far into like the quarantine, even though we're still basically in the same spot right now.
Yeah.
And quarantine's always been all right for me. I'm working from home now, which actually I like in the sense that it for me the Zoom meetings for work have been more productive, I think, because people get to the point faster.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Things like that, and then you can share screens, so it's a lot easier to present, I think, than actually like in a, let's say in an office environment, presenting on like
Sure.
on a projector or something, and then someone can't read it from afar or whatever. So
Like
then
the
people-
screen turns yellow all of a
there,
sudden.
yeah, there are people who like draw their comments on screen. Like if they have to ask a question, like they encircle the spot so you know where to look. So it's like people have adapted in ways that makes some parts better. And the going out part, yeah, I think I'm a bit more tired now. If it's like, I forget that we've been here for like 6 months or
Yeah,
7
more.
by
Yeah,
now.
More
Yeah,
than that,
yeah,
dude, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, whoa.
It's almost Christmas.
I haven't seen
It's almost
either
Christmas.
like either three of you guys in person since
Yeah,
at least March.
Yeah.
March, but
Yeah.
maybe even a bit longer depending on
true.
how I think about it. So those are the parts where I'm like, it's starting to be more apparent. Like 3 months is fine. It's like summer vacation. Let's say you went somewhere abroad, that
True.
could really happen. 7 months is like whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
But you know, staying strong. I understand. I still get why we're doing it, locking down and stuff.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if we're doing much better.
No, yeah.
Going up
Yeah.
rankings and stuff,
Yeah.
which is not the most encouraging sign.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's probably the only thing that's kind of like a bummer. It's like
It's like
doesn't
we're
look like
doing
it's gonna
all.
end
Yeah, we're
soon.
doing all this
Yeah.
shit already. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
It
that.
would be nice. Stuff like the climbing, right?
Yeah.
Which reopened, but I'm not sure if I can go, or I'm more hesitant to go.
Yeah,
So
sure.
stuff like that is where it's kind of the vibe ain't as good. But overall, still here, still alive. So,
Yeah.
can't
Climb your
Yeah.
house na lang, dude.
Can't
Parkour.
complain.
Parkour.
Yeah.
You hear like someone falling off the roof in the news.
Yeah.
Bata, walang magawa sa bahay. Mahulog mula sa bubong.
Sayang, bago pa naman ang PC niya.
It's the sidecar before they
Yeah.
switch stories, no?
Yeah.
Talaga
And everyone watching the news is like, ay,
Ay, nako.
kakalungkot.
Anyway.
Well, that's good to hear, guys. I mean, that's inspiring to hear. I guess I'm in the same spot as all of you. You know, starting out, there was really a point where it became very mentally frustrating. You know, you kind of want to be the guy that's like, you know, this is fine. If we're doing it because we want to be safe, like I can totally deal with this. Like it's no problem. But you know, after the first few months, it's suddenly like, yo, we've been just doing the same stuff every day. Like, I've
Dude,
changed my
it's-
exercise schedule. I've changed my exercise regimen like a million times.
Dude,
I think
yeah.
it did affect like physical aspects also, like sleeping schedules get warped.
Sleep
Diet
schedule.
is
Yes.
warped.
Exposure to the
Crazy.
sun, man. Exposure
That's
to the
true.
sun.
Yo,
I'm
that's so
pale.
true, man.
I'm pale as hell. This
Well,
is
wait,
my
wait.
light making me yellow.
Wait, but there is like a weird part. So like I know I don't go out as much. I don't get as much sun, right?
You got
And I
darker.
had like I had like the tan lines from my arms from climbing outdoors once,
Yeah.
and then I was like, by now it should be gone. It's still here,
No,
dude.
dude. Like,
But I'm taking vitamin D. So I was like, is that what the sun does? Typically speaking,
I
is the
freaking have,
vitamin D what causes it to not lighten up? But you gotta take like the glutamax.
Gluta tayo?
Even it out.
Oh god.
dude, I have the
no
same
idea,
problem, man. I have like tan lines from September, bro.
Dude, then I played
I was
tennis
skating.
outdoors once. It got darker. I was like, what the Like one day outdoors makes it like just as dark as where the original, but the whole
That's so good.
2, 3,
Yeah.
6, 7 months, nothing happened.
That is
Don't
so
know.
funny.
Don't know.
But yeah,
Someone tell me the science.
that's if you know it, please PM us.
Mark needs help.
Mark needs help.
We'll glue to tie on help my
Yeah.
tan lines.
WebMD didn't answer. So yeah, I guess we've all kind of found a good groove here in quarantine. Even I found a bit of a groove.
What do they call it? Learned helplessness.
Oh geez, that's the thing. That's such a sad name for it.
No, that's a psych term. I think like when like basically it repeated, like the outcomes repeated to the point where you just don't adjust, like you don't expect it to change already.
Holy
Like,
crap!
yeah,
Oh
so
my
something
God.
like that.
Wow.
That sounds exactly
yeah.
like how my mind's been working.
Like you're like I can't do anything about this, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, and
Damn.
I don't want to get into like all of the politics involved. Not just like actual politics, but like
Yeah.
personal opinions about the
Yeah.
lockdown and whatever. That stuff is complex and maybe for another show. But
Yeah, we can talk about separately just the environment of what we have to do right now.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
we have to do it or not, or why we're doing it or not,
yeah,
is completely different.
it's a different conversation. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that we all have found like a sort of rhythm within
Dude,
this.
there are solid days where I
Yeah.
was like, I appreciate that we're all at home to do this certain thing. Like if you're going to when we play video games, like
Yeah, yeah.
those big lobbies
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are the
It feels like
times
high
I'm like,
school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we wouldn't have done it in a regular
Especially
way.
Left 4 Dead, dude.
Dude.
You start
Dude.
playing Left 4 Dead,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah,
are
that's
we in
why.
high school again?
So there were those moments where it's like
Company
a
of
highlight.
Heroes naman.
Yo, it was
I'm
like
always
seven.
down.
It was on sale recently. And by the way, listeners, I forgot to mention also, keep your eye out for video game related content. Not gonna say what, but I'm just saying, keep your eye out. We're becoming branched out here.
It's
but,
Jablin, Jables.
but yeah, okay, that's good. That was a good vibe check. I like where we're all at the moment. I guess with that we can move into our conversation with Migs and Iggy. So I guess off the bat, want to rehash that Migs and Iggy helped us work on the logo, the new final logo of No One's Home that we'll be putting on all of our visual
Well,
properties.
It's not like the final in a sense that that's what we came up with right now. Right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously
Like,
it will grow. It will grow.
till
But like,
the day I die is to say
no, we wrote it on paper and
My
signed a
God.
blood pact that this will never change ever. but
you can find
uh,
a statue of it in
yeah.
Cebu.
But now we at least have a more consistent logo. We did have the old one that Mark made, which was great actually, but we didn't really push it so hard, and it wasn't. I think we
Well,
just
we
were
didn't-
able to
We made it
get the
before
rough
we knew
edges.
we knew what this would be or what it's still like,
Yeah.
growing into.
Yeah,
So like
exactly.
we're trying to change to see to adapt maybe what we want to present as we go forward, like with all the new stuff that we're making.
Yeah.
Things like that. I think that was part of it, Clau. I meant like when we talked about the new show format, how to finish the project, any expansion to like use like YouTube and the video game content stuff that we're still working on. We wanted the logo to be part of that as a whole brand refresh. So that was one of the main motivations for us to contact both Migs and Iggy to help us work on it.
Yeah. So without further ado, I guess I wanna ask you guys, how do you feel? How do you feel about what we came up with at the end of it? You guys
Share the
happy?
screen, bro. Share.
Oh
what it
shit!
look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
good. I can do that pala. Wait lang.
Oh, ano,
Bro,
Zoom
yeah.
pala to.
Mark just said it nga, and
I told you this.
in the
This is
meeting
you want me
notes.
to? Then you bring out a projector. It's behind you. If you look closely, we're
Alright.
blown out.
Okay. So
You guys shared the two
yeah.
two logos.
How do I do this? Like, how do I open them as one thing? Is that even possible? Fuck it. So I'm gonna share my screen right now. Sorry, viewers and listeners. We don't really do this, but this is we're doing it now. So this is my screen. Very, very messy.
Can you see it? Can you
Can
see
you
it?
see the logos? They're right there. Oh, no, okay. So we'll show you. Oh, this isn't even the right logo, is it?
Oh.
It is. It is.
Oh, it is.
They're
It is.
not.
It is.
They're on the screen
Yes.
sharing and make sure.
Right,
The
right.
booklet.
Okay, so this is our all letter logo. This
Yeah.
No, it's the initials. The initials.
the initials,
Yeah,
the
basically.
acronym, if you may. So as you can see here, the N stands for no, and then the
Oh
the
my
O
God.
stands for
No
the O
way.
in no.
and then the H stands for
O one's home.
honesty. Yeah. And then wait, is this the right logo? This is correct, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Yeah,
all,
okay,
that's all.
okay. So this is our
That's the
full
long one.
this is the
Man.
full
We had a lot of
logo.
versions.
Yeah. I'm sorry, like a lot. And I saved a lot of them and then deleted some, so I was just making sure. So as you can see, our home has a home in it.
We
So what I-
inspired by that FedEx logo with the hidden arrow.
yes, exactly. And if you look closely, it actually looks like a home with a door and a house, but most people won't see that.
This is the insider.
Yeah,
Insider
tips.
information.
yeah. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now because I'm growing increasingly more embarrassed by it.
Dude.
So yeah, how do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about your output?
What is it? It look like shit.
Malay mo, bro. I appreciate the honesty.
It's like I could
mean,
have done better.
I really liked it because it's been a while since Mix and I collaborated on something.
Yeah,
so it was
actually.
How long?
Kind of
How long
cool.
since you've collaborated? on
since
something?
grade 4.
Grade 4, man. We had a collab project for Magician's Nephew board game.
If you guys, do you guys know what if you guys don't know, The Magician's Nephew is one of the books in the Chronicles of Narnia. If you don't know that though, like, better get your shit together.
Get on it. Get on it.
Is it? Which one?
Yeah.
is it?
It's
the
the
one
first-
before the
the
Lion,
first
the
book.
Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The green one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
with like there's like an apple tree, right?
Yeah. So
I think that's the giving tree.
The giver,
the giver,
is in
the I think we might be mixing this up now. Sorry, you guys made a board game for that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super lit, dude.
It was-
We were so OC po with everything.
Why do I
yeah.
remember this? Why don't I recall this?
It was I forgot it was a lit prof that time, but it was one of the projects for that class.
Mr. Antonio.
Wasn't
No,
it that,
grade 4.
Wasn't that
Mr.
that
Grade
bro?
four.
Salazar. Mr. Salazar.
Wasn't it that guy
Oh,
who super loved the
Antonio.
Pacers?
Oh,
De La
Oh,
Rosa.
Yeah.
Mr. De
bro.
La Rosa.
Shout out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
Shout out,
remember, but I
Mr.
do
De La
remember.
Yeah,
Rosa.
Pacers.
Making a
Love the Pacers, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing I remember about
So,
it.
what was your experience like collabing again? Now, I mean, obviously, this is like a way more serious collab.
Yeah.
Hey, we took it seriously, man.
Yeah, we did.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. That's fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, it was really fun, dude. Like, parang I think it was cool because you got kind of the mix between our styles.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously mine is more hand-drawn style, and then Migs is on the Photoshop, the Adobe
What is
swag.
it? The graphic design, I guess?
Yeah.
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 Would that be more of it? Graphic design.
At this point, I'm really so confused with the terminology because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, is my stuff graphic design? It's digital.
Yeah,
Technically,
I mean,
yes.
digital-
But I'm
Technically,
hand
yes.
drawing it. Like,
I think it's more illustration. I think.
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah.
digital.
terminology is
Yeah.
still confusing.
Yeah.
But
But-
yeah, I mean, it was a really good mix between the two. I mean, you chose the font. I added the highlights and the
Yeah.
shadows.
Yeah.
I
The
think
colors
when me and Clau were discussing like who we could contact regarding the logo, I think that was what we were looking for
Mhm.
from both of you. Like Iggy, I know can draw. Basically, if you give him like an idea or a concept, like he'll try to visualize it in that way.
Yeah.
And then mix with that background more of like multimedia arts, digital art, graphic
Yes, dude.
design. Kind of looks
It's
at
a god,
also
dude.
looks at
Nah,
the
dude,
technical
this guy-
aspects also, like talking about like font spacing, things like that,
Mm-mm.
which in a logo, like if you looked at the logo we shared, looks super simple, right?
Yeah.
But we put a lot of thought into what like the rows, what letter goes into what row, and also
Yeah.
the sizing if there's
Yeah.
like a tilt or something like that. So these guys are the ones who kind of put it together and let us
Yeah.
have a it's a dope logo. Damn.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah.
So it was all mixed, dude.
No, man, team effort. This is a team thing.
So Migs, what about you? What was your experience in the collab?
Yeah, like, so back to grade 4, like, it's not just a board game. No, like, Iggy and I used to draw a lot. Like,
Yes,
mainly,
this
like,
is true.
mainly like comic stuff, a lot of Spider-Man, and like we had different styles even though we draw. And I don't know, like coming back, like Iggy and I were talking about it, like this whole thing went like full circle from like the times we like copy
Yeah.
Spider-Man covers in grade 4 to like
Yeah.
doing this full project. And I don't know, it was so like nostalgic, but like, whoa, we're still here, man.
Yeah.
Like we're
But you
still
also
here.
got
You're
you
still
also
out
bringing
here,
like
man.
the new skills, right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like aside from like
matured.
drawing like on like just pen and paper, now you have your actual you can use like your laptop, your
Yeah.
computer,
Yeah.
New tools,
iPad.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the continuity of it. This is not the
Yeah.
context I thought we had.
And Clau, I have to thank you also. You're the one that got me on the iPad, bro.
Dude.
I remember for all the listeners, for a while I was trying to decide if I wanted a MacBook or an iPad. And then Clau just goes, dude, you need to get the iPad.
Because I
And
know
get the
Iggy, man.
pencil, dude. Like,
I know Iggy, man. Iggy, that's like Migs and Iggy were saying when we were in grade school, not even high
Yeah.
school, man. Like these guys were. There's like a select group of guys who were really good at art. You know, Iggy, Migs, Sean Palomares, Homer Almilor. Like
shout
Yeah.
out.
like these
Shout
guys.
out, dude.
These guys were beasts growing up, and so when Iggy asked me, I was like, "Bro, you need the thing you can draw. This gives you infinite power."
You need the keyboard.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
tell
you
him.
can-
I didn't tell him, but he was just like, "Yo, that looks good." I knew.
It's a good stand, right? Though.
I mean,
If
this
you're
Yeah,
is a
drawing, like,
magic
an angle.
happens, you know, the keyboard.
No, and I did not to segue quick into iPads too much, but the trackpad has changed the way I use the
Yeah.
iPad. Just saying.
Definitely.
Anyway, I love that. I love that you guys have the context of having worked together, like, and having done art together before, and then bringing it into this project. Like Mark was saying, when we were thinking of who we were going to bring in, we actually, more than thinking about how you guys would collaborate specifically together, we thought like you both know us very well. You know us both pretty well. So we thought that it would be easier to work with you because there wouldn't be as much miscommunication. And in terms of sensibilities, you guys would have better intuition for it. But to know that you guys actually have like a history of making art together and making dope ass board games together, I love it. I love
Yeah.
that's a cool context to have. And
My
I-
boy Migs, dude. Idol ko yan, dude.
Gago, dude. The easiest guy on the iPad. O pencil nga, finger painting.
Dude, the original logo, I just made that on the Photoshop. I really didn't know how to do anything.
it was pretty good, man. Like
Yeah,
I,
dude,
gotta
not
say,
bad.
Dude,
I
yeah.
love
And-
that logo. I
And
still
like
love
you made
that
it,
logo.
you made it a shirt pa. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like the prototype.
Yeah, me
And I-
too.
like,
I have one too.
I remember when you guys like first messaged us about it, and like you started to ask, like you gave us the whole PowerPoint and everything, the whole branding stuff. There was so much I wanted to keep from that original logo because I really love that logo, dude. Like, it was really good, and the shirts were
Thank you,
dope.
thank you. The two pieces that
Yeah, we we only stopped because of printing concerns.
I was just too and it was too hard for me to I mean like I didn't go to I think like Divisory is probably the place to get it done. But I just didn't have the time to go and make it as a casa. So
yeah.
parang it just fell by the wayside. I don't think it with this new logo, you never
But now
know.
it's
You never
limited
know.
edition, right? Like,
Yeah.
Old
Hella
one.
limited.
OG.
We're gonna release like a throwback edition.
Yeah.
Just on that.
We got the legacy jerseys. I was gonna say, listeners, if you want to see some merch with the new logos, let us know, man. It'll push us more towards doing something if we hear demand for it. Because right now we got other stuff that we're working on, but if y'all say you want it, who knows? Might get it done. Might.
That's always we open
Yeah.
disclaimers all
Yeah,
over the
always.
show.
Yeah, this show's full of disclaimers. I wanted to know, like, what were your initial thoughts when we first started the builds and gave you guys ideas about what we wanted to do? I don't want to
Well,
give too much of an inside baseball like thing, but I wanted to know what your thought processes were when you first started on like coming up with just general sketches and concepts for what the logo might look like.
I think like you said earlier, like when you said you were picking us because we know you guys. So I think that's what I thought initially. Like I was like, I've known these guys for a while. I kind of want to make that come out in the logo, and like I looked at the colors of the previous work and like tried to do the blue, the pink, the yellows.
we did keep the colors. Right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did.
Much.
I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I really like those colors and maybe just like a different shade. But like you guys like a lot of cartoons, old school hip hop, video games. So when I was thinking of the
Yeah.
logo, like I thought of these chunky letters in cartoons or like street graffiti,
Yeah.
like
That's
which is
true.
also associated with hip hop and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
It's
like combining,
definitely
combining
not
that
really
together.
not the most minimalist logo. It's got those like weird the highlights, those
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
white
yeah.
bubbles in the
Yeah.
corners.
Yeah.
But I think we wanted that. We were looking at that 90s hip hop aesthetic now, and some of
Yeah.
those logos are somewhat. They're I wouldn't say dated, but you can trace them back to that era.
To
You
their
know what I
era.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
How 90s style is kind of back now. It's
Yeah.
not dated. It just has a look to it,
Yeah.
which I think
Distinct. Yeah, it's distinct.
Yeah.
that's what we're fans of. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're
I mean,
trying
listen
pay
to our
tribute
music.
that, yeah.
Like, you can tell from the
Yes.
music alone.
So that weird like bubble, mostly it's kind of like out there, right? It's not like modern logos are so flat, so clean.
Yeah.
Minimalist.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean,
Yeah.
that's not
Very.
exactly, while that is modern, like that's not exactly what we do, We're more
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're more like the Big Al type of, Fat Albert type of like.
But I do think it's got like modern
Yeah.
sensibilities.
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Make it look current, right? Like an interpretation of that 90s
Yeah,
style.
for sure.
But at the same time, for today, which I think, yeah. I mean, like I'm happy with it in that sense. I think they got it spot on,
Agreed.
especially the font. The font was hard.
The
You know
font
what
was
I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
All
The font,
mixed.
the
Yeah,
font was a
that
hard
was-
pick.
That was a
It's
lot
all
of
mixed, dude.
sketches.
It's all mixed, dude.
Yo, but this guy on the highlights and the shadow and the textures, bro.
Kulit niyo. So, guys, at the end of this show, we're gonna have a compliment rap battle between.
But it's fair, dude. It's fair. Like I wouldn't want to underestimate those parts that Iggy did. Like after Mix picks the font to add those little shadows and the highlights in.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
it
yeah.
looked
It's the
completely
nuances.
different. You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of like as you guys as artists, right? You probably know that experience where when people commission artists, it's always like there's that stigma where it's like a low ball thing. Like you can make it's super easy to make digital art or whatever.
Yeah.
So why does it have to
Yeah.
cost so much? And especially when it looks so simple, like our logos. Some people who saw it probably like, I can make that. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I bet like
No,
it looks that way, right?
I think everybody has that thought, like when they see
True.
something, they're like, "Yo, I can make that." But the thing is, you did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the thing, man.
Oh my
Like,
God. Yes.
Exactly. Fucking exactly.
and
Exactly.
I think anyone could make it if they took the time to do that process now.
Yeah.
Which when you do it, that's where you figure out, oh, there's a lot more thinking
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Detail
yeah,
orientation. you
Yeah,
know,
I meant there's a
paying
lot
attention
more
to that.
insight and a lot of like it's a deeper meaning, like simple choices na.
Yeah.
Like design language.
I forgot, like there's like a quote or something where someone, like an artist, drew a 30-second sketch on a napkin, and then he was like a famous artist, and someone wanted to ask for it, and then he said, "Oh, can I have it?" It's like, no, It's like, but it just like you're gonna throw it away, and it took you 30 seconds. He's like, no, it took me 10 years to draw that. Because like
Oh.
you got to think about
Yeah.
all the past experiences that got to that point.
Yeah.
You know?
I do have like a similar like analogy, but I don't think it's cool. It's from the Devil Wears
Disclaimer.
Prada movie.
The Devil Wears Prada. Oh my god.
Dope
There was
film.
like that
Dope
scene. There
film.
was that scene that like Anne Hathaway was just saying it's just like a jacket, or the color is just blue, right, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a color. Like it's just blue. And then
Meryl Streep was
Meryl
like,
Streep's character described like how someone from, because she was wearing like fast fashion or something like that. Like it's
Yeah.
just blue,
yeah.
right? And she's like, it doesn't matter. And then Meryl Streep's character was like, no, someone who like one of those couture designers picked it out, picked the fabrics, put it on the runway, and then that was seen by this person, until it reached the designers of a fast fashion, and it landed in the store that you bought it from for whatever, how many cheap dollars. So even if you don't see it or you don't respect it, that they made decisions that would end up at where you're at in terms of your appreciation of art or whatever fashion in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, like the logo. I mean, I thought it would. I mean, like when I was like, yeah, it should be pretty easy to come up with a logo, and then you're presenting these small, subtle changes, and I'm like, I'm really thinking about it now because I have to like look back, and you have to kind of look at it from different angles, think of different cases where it might be presented. You know what I mean? Like, would it look good if it's like this? Or no, pala, if it changes to this, what would it look like from afar? So those were the parts where I was like, damn, it's
There's a lot of
it's little
factors
bit
to
of
it,
work.
you know, like-
yeah. If you wanted to be, I mean, I think you can still get lucky. You just draw one, you bang one out, you're like, oh, it's perfect. But
Oh,
I think the more sure way, the recipe is always to be like an what do you call it? Not committed. Deliberate? Is the word. You gotta be. There's a
a good word.
deliberateness to it. Yeah. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, wouldn't I wouldn't make this one. After
Can't say I could have made it.
Yeah, can't say I could have made it.
Tell you that much.
With the same story. I mean, like I would have just said, "Oh yeah, I just got lucky."
I like this color. And that one too.
Yeah, it starts there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it starts even when you're a kid. You just pick the colors you like. What's your favorite color? Blue. Just blue. And then you find
And then
all like
you think about the Devil Wears Prada. And then...
yeah, dude. I mean, like Pantone shows it off, right?
Yeah.
You just pick the color
yeah.
of the year. I'm like, I see.
Yeah. I feel
I see you,
this. I feel
Pantone.
this. I feel this.
Right?
So I'm wondering now, going back to the analogies of like years of working towards like making the product that you're making. I want to know, because we saw it firsthand that you guys were drawing when we were kids, like and how your art styles might have grown or whatever. But how personally for each of you, I'd like to hear, like, how was the journey? Like, how did you first find out, like, oh, I love to draw, I love to make art. Even for you, Migs, at the level of I figured that I enjoyed working with software to try and create visual design. Like, how does that happen? Like, what was the journey for that? Either of you can go first.
Iggy, you want to go first?
Sure. I guess for me,
I saw your
like-
hand.
I was pointing to you.
Yeah, he's been going like this every time he's like, Migs, please go ahead.
But actually, it makes sense that I go first because I don't want to follow you, dude. Like, so anyway, basically the way I started, I don't need, like, it's such a vague memory at this point. Like, my parents used to buy me like all these kinds of different markers, different crayons, colored pencils, and I think there's this one day I came from my tito's house, and then I remember just it being so nice. When I got home, I kind of just drew it. I drew it on a piece of paper, and then my yaya was like, "Wow, galing! Wow!" I must have been like prep grade 1 or something like that.
Okay.
And then my yaya got it and showed it to my parents, and then they were like, "Wow, galing!" And then parang from that point, I was like, you know what? I think I can do this, dude. And then eventually, like, I started picking up more influences, especially from like my interest in comic books and stuff like that. Especially, like, you know, Migs knows this, the Jim Lee era of our life.
Yes,
Dude,
dude,
Jim
he's
Lee.
goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hella
good.
I have a Jim Lee poster in my
Yeah.
on my wall here.
Get it nga? Pakita nga.
You guys want to see? It's that Batman poster right there. Where is that? On
He
top
has
of
the
the
best
poster.
Batman.
Yeah.
He has the
does.
best Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah, like after the whole, I think the Jim Lee phase is high school now, right, Migs?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
high school now.
We got more technical na eh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like,
With how we
I
draw.
know how it looks. I was like, it's pretty hard if you're like,
I was in grade.
I was in
Yeah, he's
prep,
like,
but then I started
galing.
drawing like Jim Lee lang like. So yeah, from there, parang actually for a while I took a long break in college. I was focusing on like my thesis and stuff like that. And then when quarantine hit, I got my iPad.
Boom.
I was like, I think I'll give this another shot. And you know, it worked out, dude. I'm fortunate enough for it to have worked out.
Oh yeah, dude, we didn't even plug your Instagram account so people can see your.
Oh yeah, well we normally ask at the end
Yeah.
anyway, but just so
Okay.
for good measure, what is the official name of your Instagram account, Iggy?
Iggy dot does dot art.
Okay.
What was the old name?
Iggy draw shit. I remember
Very,
because when I made that, I was like, what should I name this Instagram? So I'll just name it Iggy draw shit first, and then I'll change it later on. Like, and then I was like, parang
Yeah,
sticky
man.
lang.
Dude, it's same as the logo, the original logo. Like you never know at the start. You're just like, I'm doing it for fun or whatever, and then you don't know what it'll be like. So you just put in a random name, or in the case, like a random.
Because
logo.
my parents found out. My parents found out. They're like, hey, you can't
Can't be on the
advertise to yourself
internet
like
with
this.
like
Like so much profanity
I mean,
for something.
yes, you can if you're like market this like the Vice market.
Yeah. Which mine super isn't. Like,
Kind of. It could be. Could be. I can see it. I could see it.
but anyway,
You're-
it's time for Mix to talk now. 'Cause I want to hear
Let
what
me
he has
step
to say.
aside. Let me step aside.
Let me roll out the red carpet.
I guess when I was a kid, I'd always like spend a lot of time with my mom. And the thing is, like when my mom needed to work, she had to keep me busy. So she'd always give me like a lot of scratch paper and like a pencil. And it's funny because my mom is not really super artsy, but she like taught me how to draw ish. And then since she'd always try to keep me busy with drawing. Plus, I got like 3 older brothers who were into Saturday morning cartoons like X-Men, Spider-Man, Biker Mice from Mars. Like, Biker Mice from Mars, man.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks, yeah, everything, man. Like, I kind of got into the whole drawing thing, and I never stopped. Like, I think even now, like Iggy mentioned, Jim Lee. I think the superheroes and comic books is still like one of the major influences in terms of media consumed, or also
yeah.
like drawing
In
style.
terms of what you're consuming.
we don't do that here anymore.
Sorry. I forgot. Rebrand.
Old
Rebrand.
habits.
Yeah, and then like as you get older, you're also exposed to like new things. And with older brothers, my like Setchu's into photography, so I got exposed to
Did
that,
they draw
into that.
or just
Yeah, my older brothers drew really well. My eldest brother Gab, he would draw like comic level stuff in high school, and like I really like idolized. Like,
He also had the dopest action figures.
Yeah, he is. They had like the best action figures. We have the like legit Millennium Falcon. If we didn't open it, it would be like worth so much.
Yeah. So
But it's
it was so
open.
cool. It was so
It was
cool.
so cool.
Yeah,
It's still in my room.
That's
Yeah.
everyone's childhood story, man.
Yeah,
I
and-
had it.
Yeah, and yeah, like I guess like growing up, when you find out like there's more stuff to art, like photography, videography. Like I like making videos. I like doing street photography. More recent graphic design and like motion typography. It's like I guess it's like each art discipline makes you feel something different, and like
Yeah.
I like the feelings I
Agree.
get when I make it, and I like the feelings it gives people when
Yeah.
they see it.
Yeah. Very
So,
nice.
Agree.
I think that's what's getting me like into so many different things, because there's like a different feeling for each.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like,
I think all of us are.
yeah.
I mean, like me and Clau, music wise, like I think we've talked about it before. Like hip hop isn't necessarily my favorite genre, or the genre I would have chosen to play if like I was better. At
Yeah,
like,
yeah. At
music.
music.
Like,
I feel the same way, bro.
If I could sing,
I'd be making glam rock, man. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I'd be singing fucking Aerosmith if I could.
Clau, you could go country if you wanted to.
People have told me.
Country roads.
Mr. Yin's song from here.
Yo, the simple things, banger.
Simple thing.
Banger. Oh, hello, hi, what's up there,
Say
buddy?
hi.
Hey,
Hi.
dog.
Oh, he has
Bella.
something in his mouth. She has
What's
something.
up, dog? What's his dog's name?
Bella.
Oh,
Hi.
Bella. Bella
Hi,
Notte.
Bella.
Yeah, whenever I talk to people, she jumps on me. She's super clingy.
Oh, she's jealous.
Gank.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry for my dog.
No. That was a bonus. That actually made the episode better.
So yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
like,
that's
from
true. Yeah.
The,
Carry on, Mark.
appreciating certain forms of art leading into you discovering ones that you could actually participate in, and then you see what that like where it grows into. So yeah, I get that, not from a drawing into a digital art sense, but maybe into
Yeah, but like photography, like you like
yeah,
photography.
yeah, that's true. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
Art, isn't that the quote, like art is for everybody or something like
I think you're thinking of everyone can cook.
that? Yeah.
Gusto.
It's the same. I guess that's the moral of the story, right?
I think if anything, you strengthened this point, Clau.
It was no. Ratatouille was
Way ahead of our time, bro.
No, it was a PSA about the dangers of restaurants where you don't know who's cooking your food. It was saying that, dude, kahit the food's good,
Hey,
check
they wash
who's
their
back
hands,
there.
dude.
They
Check who's
wash
back
their
there.
hands. They wash their, and then they go home to the sewer, and then they wash their hands again.
Diba? He's like, dude, who made this ratatouille? And he's like, he went back. It's rats. So it's like, everyone can cook. That's the danger. Even the people who are not supposed to.
The writers of Ratatouille were like, I think people completely misunderstood the message we were trying to give.
Dude, I knew Disney. I hear you, Disney.
Actually, we've been running for a bit right now. I just want to ask a few more questions. It's been around.
I have a question though.
Yeah,
it's more like you guys were talking about your original like where you started in terms of drawing just on regular paper, pencil, crayons and stuff. But
64 pack.
right now it's more digital art, right? I mean, you guys have both focused on different ways of doing digital art, whether it's digital illustration with the iPad or with Migs through what apps do you use? Illustrator, Photoshop?
Oh yeah,
things
Photoshop.
like that? Yeah. So is it a different experience or thought process from when you're drawing? Like you just see something, you draw it, right? You copy it. You have an idea in your head. But if you're going to express it through a logo or a digital illustration, does it change at all or a bit?
I think what you use definitely like plays a factor. Like, dude, like me, I love to draw and stuff like that, but I'm terrible at Photoshop and I'm terrible at Illustrator, dude. Like, I think that's why I haven't stopped like using quote unquote pencil to paper. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like even on Procreate on iPad, I treat it like pencil. And
So
like,
you started from like what?
I
You did
started
the
with a pencil.
skull?
Yeah, with the guidelines and all. I mean, like now, obviously it's a lot better now because I have layers. I can
Uh-huh.
Do you
change
use
opacity and stuff.
Do you use a paper like screen or are you on a glass?
I actually
screen?
don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really cool.
But like, that's kind of on me because I heard about it after I got my screen protector.
But that's
I was like,
fine.
I'll wait
you're
for this one
comfortable-
to.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it, that's fine. I actually prefer.
Oh, what? There's
the
a
glass
there's a
surface.
screen protector that makes it feel like paper.
It's
Yeah.
basically matte, but it's
Dude,
more
that's
resistant, so it doesn't
pretty
scratch
good,
up
man.
as easily.
Mm.
But it does
Yeah.
feel like you're writing almost on a chalkboard more than paper, if you ask me. But there is some sort of satisfaction you get from the resistance. This is me taking notes on my iPad. I don't draw. I have Procreate and I used it as like my Photoshop before I decided to bite the bullet and subscribe to
Oh, you
Photoshop.
subscribe?
Yeah, it's
Subscribe?
pretty cheap, man. It's like $600 for Photoshop and Lightroom. I'll take it.
Damn.
That's not
I
bad.
don't know, dude.
I'll pay my dues, bro. I'll pay my dues.
Adobe, help this guy out.
Yeah, sponsor me. I use it for work, please.
But yeah, I mean, like, I want to hear from like Migs and like and how
Of course you do.
your
Yeah, I mean,
your transition was into like the Illustrator
Mig,
and
Migs is
Photoshop.
more clearly like different from pen and paper now. I feel.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I've been going back to pen and paper now.
Oh, nah,
But
he does it all.
yeah, no, like
Why am
so.
I even here, dude? Like,
No, I guess when you start learning like Photoshop and Illustrator, like I thought it kind of be like the same thing ish. Like like you see like people like drawing stuff in YouTube, like it kind of looks like it's doable. But once you get to the nitty gritty, it's like you're understanding a whole system. Like there are people I know who are super good graphic designers, like in Illustrator and Photoshop. They can make like stuff look super cool, like flat icons, logos,
Yeah.
even like people, but like they can't draw at all. And you're just like, wait, parang isn't how does that work?
oh, that's
If
crazy.
if you can do all this stuff and like the shapes and everything, how come you can't apply it on paper? And so me coming from the drawing background, we're like, yo, I think I can make this happen. I kind of know how to do it on paper.
Mm.
And then you're stuck with a machine, and you're like, it's not as easy just like to take down notes. You kind of have to like maneuver and learn how to do it. So I treat it like as a totally different art or a totally different discipline. And it also has like different results to that. Like let's say you can have a painting or a drawing, and like when you see it, you're like, whoa, okay, cool. But you can have also like a text, but like if you make it move, it's like, oh, this is fun to look at. Like I mean, like like
Yeah.
it's like different complexities, but also like like different feelings. Like even though it's like
Yeah.
it's so simple, you could get something out of it. And I don't know, like there's that whole thing about learning it differently and treating it differently and feeling it differently.
What was the first instance where you were like, oh, like what was the first experiment, if you can remember, with those programs as compared to working with like pen and paper or whatever?
It was actually super casual.
The
So
brand, you mean?
brand,
Not
yeah.
the content.
The brand, yeah. So I mean, backstory, like into superhero stuff. Was practicing Photoshop for classes since I took marketing and communication, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna experiment making shirts. Made shirt designs in Photoshop, slapped it on like mock-ups, and showed it to friends, and they're like, I'd buy that, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna be doing Photoshop. I mean, for the business, right? So I started doing all the designs by myself, and then it just took off from there.
Those are dope, dude. I still have
Yeah,
like
I still have my
my
Suicide
my
Squad and Deadpool. Yeah.
I have the
I have the
Deadpool and
Deadpool
the
one. I don't think it fits anymore, but
Mine still fits pretty well, actually.
Market gains.
I got a pretty big size. Yeah. I saw that climbing, son.
Yeah. Some real Alex Honnold stuff, bro.
Oh, so that was the moment. That's actually more recent. than
Yeah,
I thought
it's
it was.
it's pretty recent actually. And then yeah, just experimenting with different stuff, or if I see something cool, I kind of want to replicate it and see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so like in terms of doing this thing professionally, like do you guys do this in your day jobs? Like do you use these programs or these skills in your day jobs?
For me, no, not at all. Like
Really? Not at all.
not at all. Like my day job, like I'm a writer.
Oh.
So like
shit.
it's a totally different
He does
thing.
it
like,
all.
You can read comic books na pala.
But yeah, I mean like even like my day job, I'm writing about like cryptocurrency and like
Really?
financial, yeah, like hella technical stuff.
Shit, I thought I
So
knew
but
you.
so but it's really different.
Oh,
So
okay.
like I mean
Dude.
I've suggested, but I don't think they're going for it.
And if you guys are open-minded, I have a business opportunity for you.
If you guys want to invest, like,
At Iggy draws art.
What about you, Migs? Like, are you hoping to use this in like your day job, or do you do this professionally, like as a consultant in other places?
Well, I mean, in marketing, I used to use more of this stuff when I was like interning in an agency. Because I mean, you make the collaterals and stuff, but
Yeah.
I was like shifting to like a more marketing operations. It's more fear than the can you move
strategy.
that there?
Yeah,
Can you make
yeah.
it like this?
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather keep it as a hobby because I mean I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can monetize it, then
Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
make bank.
that'd be good too, man. Like,
We're still waiting for ours.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
in land.
Yeah.
I feel the same way though. Like, I'd rather keep it as a hobby as well.
Yeah.
Because like, if I have to do it every day, I feel like it's gonna.
I
I
feel
mean,
you.
even already now, like sometimes it takes a toll on me, and I have to take I'll take little breaks in between.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to draw right now.
I
Like,
feel you. I feel you.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
just burnout.
Yeah.
And like art is the last thing I want to burn out from.
Yeah.
Yes,
for
because
sure.
it's the escape.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the escape, man. Yeah.
No, I do Excel for fun.
Pivot tables, summits, you know.
Oh, that's so good. No, but I get what you mean about wanting to keep it as a hobby, you know, like for I wouldn't I've never done music like for my work, my day job, but I've gotten a few like gigs, like whether it's for a commercial or whatever, like just to help them write some lyrics. And you know, there's a certain amount of burnout, fatigue. It's different too. The motivation is different because you have a client, and then
Yeah.
that client
Yeah.
has to like, and in the end, it's their decision of what's gonna come out. Like even when, let's say, like you think something looks better, works better a certain way, sounds better a certain way. If that's not what the client wants, just like
And
it's
you have
fuck
no
all.
power.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
fuck
yeah.
all. You
That's
can't do
true.
shit.
That's true.
So there's really a sort of heartbreaking like
Yeah.
element to
I
the
mean,
complexity of it.
I think that's more of what part to you have like as an artist.
Like a mindset.
Yeah, parang if you're going to make it a business, then you have to treat it in a business in certain ways also.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's your choice whether you want to do it or not. But I think that conflict probably comes from if you're still thinking of you doing it as a hobby, but you want people
Yeah.
to pay you for it. So parang
Yeah.
that expectation and the reality doesn't match.
But I think somewhere
some
in
ways,
I think
you get
somewhere
lucky.
in between that is where you can think that a certain like dimension of what you're trying to put out there, whether it's a commercial song or
that's
a
like
piece of art.
integrity, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Artistic integrity.
Mhm.
But-
Take the projects that call to you. Don't take
Yeah,
the ones that are
exactly.
just money, right?
Exactly.
Because you don't want that to be the reason
Yeah.
why you're doing it.
And also
So-
like look at who you're working with, right?
Yeah.
I think you can choose to do that and be rewarded too.
Yes. Yeah.
But like if you want to make big money, like musicians here, they have to take corporate gigs.
Oh, yeah.
And some of
Yeah.
them, some of those
Yeah.
commercials where musicians are in, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's pretty corny.
Yeah.
But I understand why.
But
you
I'm
might
sure
want
he
to do
made
that.
like
Yeah.
mad bank.
Yeah. Look at
Serious
these that are
cheddar,
here.
you know, like
Yeah, like the more I see these commercials coming out with like these young artists or whatever that are doing these jingles, I'm like, man, I know how much that guy's making, and I don't judge him anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to look down on them, but you have to understand like where they're
Yeah.
coming from. Also,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, gets
And it's not
you
even
did that, yeah.
it's not even looking down, you know. I think at a certain point it's really just like you choose naman what you're going to do with your skill set.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
And I think like in that sense also, like, you know, some people say, let's say like working with a client, you know, like, oh, the client doesn't see my vision. But I think as an artist, you kind of have to, like, part of the challenge is also trying to collaborate and like see how
Yeah.
to make that
Yeah.
person's vision come out. You know?
true.
Yeah.
It's not all
Exactly.
you, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's
definitely.
you
actually
gotta-
less you. It's actually
Yeah,
less
it's-
you, more them. That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
they're paying you. Yeah.
And that's, I think, the challenging thing that makes you better also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's another reason why I don't think I could do music as like a corporate thing. Because when you see these sound engineers and these producers who work for like these commercial companies like hit studios, man, the way their brain works is like, okay, this will work for this and that. Oh yeah, put in this sound because this is something that's patok with
Yeah.
this and that market. I'm
Yeah.
like, how it's a sound. It's like a single instrument. Like it's a certain filter for an instrument, and they're like, yeah, they love this sound. I'm like, what? How did you?
But
That's
they have
true,
different
yeah.
goals, nah.
Yeah, and
that's
the
really
fact
it,
that
yeah.
they know it, the detail, it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're different. It's different avenues and different skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like it's kind of a machine already at this point.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
you know.
True.
I guess going forward from that, I just want I hope for a future in the Philippines where our sensibilities in terms of commercial art materials just becomes a little bit more detail oriented, more less pandering, and more just like, give them something to work with, make challenge the viewer,
Yeah.
challenge the consumer a little bit, which is counterintuitive to like consumerism. But
Yeah.
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 but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
It
guess,
feed on
guess.
itself, right?
Yeah.
You know what makes money, so you keep doing it.
Exactly. I know it's
doing
it's
it,
so
it
you
sticks
wouldn't
around.
go against that, but I would like to see it. I would like to see more like consumer challenging materials out there. I think that would make it much more interesting.
I think it's happening, man. Like there's like a more branding studios are opening in the Philippines, and I think like that's what's gonna
That's
like
true.
take off. Yeah.
That's true.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, like, hopefully it turns out well. I mean, sana they don't get like eaten up by the machines.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. But that's actually, you're right. That's true. I have seen a lot of ad campaigns on TV and even heard on the radio that were pretty unique. Not, I wouldn't say like majority of them, but there are a few that stick out and you're like, hey, like if we can
Yeah.
have more of
Yeah.
this, that would be pretty. Like Dove has this whole thing about coloring your hair, being comfortable coloring your own hair, and I like that. I was like, okay, cool, because people give shit to people who dye their hair, so it's like I
Yeah.
like the, I like that people are being comfortable.
I just want to get to the point where you see a commercial and you're not surprised that it's good. Like,
Yeah, yes,
you know,
yes.
you
Like,
want to be going, hey, that's a
okay.
good commercial.
Yes,
You're,
yeah.
oh wow, they actually made a good
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah.
Yo, dude, like
That
actually
sucks,
speaking
dude.
of, I was like on YouTube last week, and then I played a song, but it and then Tom Mish Journey started playing, and I was like, yo,
Oh,
I didn't play this song, and then dude, it was the
It was an
soundtrack of
ad.
Eden Cheese, bro. And I was like, what?
Props.
I was like, Eden Cheese, got
That's
Tom
so
Mish,
wild.
man.
Next
Dude, probably-
episode, no one's
probably
home,
'cause he
sponsored by
sold out.
Eden Cheese.
Probably because he sold out his concert when he came here, and so they were like, "Oh, this
Yes.
guy is pretty famous.
Yeah, I was like,
You should use
damn,
his
dude.
music, pala."
Eden Cheese.
Dude,
Someone from marketing, like, he matches up with the
Yeah,
cheese.
he
vibes,
matches with our brand
They know-
mission.
Parang these guys look like they eat Eden Cheese. Like,
So good. Okay, just to wrap up,
Consider me sold, man. The cheese.
sponsor us, Eating Cheese. So just to wrap up, we've actually been running for around an hour now, I think, maybe a little under.
Wala nang bago.
No, conversations are always long. Conversations are always long. And I never regret the conversations running long.
Fair enough.
And at least this way, it's not conversations plus plus. It's just
yeah.
And then you can play it at the 1.25 speed.
yeah,
if you
yeah,
wanna cut some
exactly.
time off.
Exactly. I don't know anyone
Why would you do
who
it,
does
you know?
that though. I don't know. I just skip na lang rather than
I play it at 0.5 nga para really
Yeah.
hear what they're saying.
You know, it's my huge 3-hour podcast. Di lang, dude. Like,
so just to wrap up, I wanted to formally say in front of all of our 18 listeners that I wanted to thank you guys for collaborating with us because it was a pleasure. There was no difficulty at all working with you guys. It was super easy to work with you, super easy to work on drafts, revisions, and even just to make our ideas clear. Like we didn't have to overstate ourselves to explain to you how we felt and what we wanted, and for you guys to get it and show us an output that was aligned with what we were trying to express. At least on my end, I'm pretty sure on Mark's end too. And that was a pleasure, man. It was a true pleasure.
Yeah.
thank you for having us, dude. Like,
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, this was the first logo I actually ever worked on. So, like, I'm glad it was you guys.
And
Hella dope.
people would be surprised to hear that.
No, legit, this is the first logo I actually worked on also.
That surprises me for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I
you
don't
work in
know, it's-
marketing.
yeah,
You made that
but-
super casual logo.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I had a graphic designer make that one.
Oh. what?
Yeah. Because I don't know, like once it's you making it, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
Fair enough.
weird.
You'll never end. You'll just keep
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
it.
you'll never
be
end, man.
satisfied. Yeah, sure. Fair
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah, it was an honor working with you guys, dude.
Dude, it was great, and I'm glad that our plan worked out, Mark. Do you have any last words for the dudes before we wrap this up?
Um, I guess on my end also part of the experience was also just um working with other artists in other ways, not just music per se.
Yeah.
It still kind of indirectly helps us grow thinking about process. Like I said, like knowing how people make choices, how they decide to go about things in a way where you're trying to create something that like Meg said, you want people to feel in a certain way, or you want to see how they will feel about it, is something I guess with our podcast, with our music, is something we're always trying to grow to do.
Mhm.
So I think this conversation, the process of making the logo, was another way of us to take the next step. Hopefully, like we said, it's a rebrand. I know a return, a
Rebirth.
rebrand, and a rebirth.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so in more ways than one. In more ways than one. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Nice.
And with that, I guess we are done with this episode, guys. Where can people find your stuff?
I've already said mine, so Migs.
Yeah, you can just say it
Um,
again.
You can just
'cause
say it
of the
again for
end.
good
Iggy-
measure. Yeah, we always.
Iggy does art.
Yeah, I'm sure if you
Instagram.
search it,
Instagram.
if they search that without the dots, will they find it still?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Just put the dots in between the words.
It will come out.
It will come out. It will come out.
Or go to my profile. It's on the bio.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll work. Okay.
And
God.
Migs, what about you? Do you even have a place where you share art publicly?
Yeah, Miguel
I actually-
Sauce.
Yeah, I have a megalosophy. I just like made it.
Oh yeah.
I made it during quarantine, and I was just like bored posting stuff. But it's bare, like 6 posts. Maybe I'll post some stuff soon.
All right.
Best expose
Yeah.
you'll ever see, dude.
It's all you'll ever have to see. Once you see it, you'll be like, I'm done. I've seen all
Yeah.
art ever.
No, but Iggy dot draws dot art.
Does
I
art.
does art pala.
My God.
Thank you for the clarification for all the people who thinks it's draws.
All right. With that, just some final reminders, guys. If you haven't yet, please like us, subscribe, share us if you like us. You can subscribe to our YouTube page now too. There's
the
nothing
name?
there yet.
Are we
It's
supposed to
called No
point
One's
somewhere?
Home. No One's Home.
What is it? YouTube.com/
Subscribe here.
/ No One's Home. You'll
Here.
find it.
Oh shit! No one took it yet.
No one took it. Yeah.
No, oh, shit.
Or No One's Home PH. I'll double check. I'll link it in the show notes. Also, I'm still gonna be putting a link in the show notes about where you can donate so that you can help feed hungry Filipinos. It's called Andrew's Fund PH. Full disclosure, I work as a volunteer for Andrew's Fund. I handle their social media.
Shit.
Yeah,
No.
I handle their social media and their communications. So if you message their Instagram, that's me. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. It's good to be back. Damn, it's good to be back.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us,
thanks
guys.
for joining
Shouts
us,
out to
guys.
Frank
Yeah.
Ocean.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Frank
Frank
Ocean. Let's go.
Play that outro, Marky. I guess we have to mute for the outro.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Oh shit! Oh, the rust is. Oh, okay. Here it is. Oh man, it's getting louder. Shit. Oh, here.